Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 horror film Hunter's Moon, also known as The Orchard. Now, this is a film that is written and directed by Michael Casey, and it stars Thomas Jane, Katrina Bowden, Jay Moore, Will Carlson, Spencer Daniels, and Amanda Weiss. Now, this is a werewolf-themed horror film that focuses on a family that moves into a new country home next to an orchard that unfortunately used to be the home of a serial killer, which you see briefly at the beginning of the film. It's a mother and father with 3 teenage daughters, and the parents decide they need to go on this trip. They travel a lot, so they need to leave the 3 girls on their own, and the eldest sister, played by Katrina Bowden, is put in charge of looking after the girls. However, she decides to throw a party, as teenagers do, and 3 local ragamuffins, I suppose, decide they're going to crash the party and rob the house. And the local sheriff, played by Thomas Jane, descends upon the house also to see if he can offer any assistance. However, meanwhile, there is something evil lurking in the local orchard, and it is not allowing them to leave the house. Best way I can describe it, I'm trying very, very hard not to give away any spoilers here, because while I feel the majority of this film is bang average, and in an actual fact a deep disappointment in many, many ways, the saving grace of this film is the reveal and the ending. It's just, if you can bear it to that point, I suppose, is how I feel about this film. I just thought it was really, really disappointing for the most part. It's a werewolf film where you barely see anything resembling a werewolf. It's full of fairly unlikable characters for the most part, and I don't understand certainly why Thomas Jane is in this film. In my eyes, he's still regarded as a pretty bankable star. You see him in a lot of cinema releases. I'm not sure if he owed somebody a favour to be in this film, but then again, his character's not particularly enjoyable either. It's just a really, really, again, I go back to it, disappointing film. A really, really cool premise in a lot of ways, and the ending definitely redeems it to some degree when you actually find out what's going on, which is why I'm careful not to give away any spoilers. And up to that point, it's full of quite annoying, cliched characters, and a dull start to the film, a fairly dull middle of the film, and an enjoyable end to the film is my take on this film. And it's very, very dark. I mean, I know I'm stating the bloody obvious here. It's a werewolf film, Hunter's Moon, so it's going to be set at night. Well, that's all well and good, but even the scenes in the house are dark, and it's hard to keep track of anything that's going on. And I'm guessing it's reasonably small budget. They didn't have a lot of money to spend on this, that, and the other. But for me, it was just too dark, full of characters I didn't really care about for the most part. Even those you should care about, you didn't. And then when it flips it on its head, you're kind of like, oh well, that kind of makes sense now in regards to some of the characters and things. But for me, the strong ending didn't save the film. The effects, when we get them, are it's not going to be remembered as like an impressive werewolf film. This in regards to what you see, the effects. I mean, the things you hear are all the things you expect to hear in a werewolf film, and there are a couple of scenes where it tries hard to build tension, and I suppose it succeeded a couple of times maybe, and you get a couple of red herrings here and there in regards to a couple of attempted jump scares and that. It's a messy film. It's a messy film and a missed opportunity. For me, if you can get the effects right to some degree and the story right and tell it right, a werewolf film will always do particularly well in the horror community because they're just so popular and they can be so cool. And look at films like Dog Soldiers that was actually made on a shoestring budget, and others that are made on shoestring budgets, and infinitely better than what is put on display here. And it is a real shame because the concept is very good, especially the reveal at the end. You just think, when it all fits together, you just kind of think, that makes sense. And then you feel a sense of frustration. You think, oh god, if only I'd kind of known that earlier, I might have enjoyed the film a little bit better maybe. And knowing what you know at the end, a potential follow-up would be even better because you've got full knowledge of what's gone on. So for me, it's bang average, 5 out of 10. I didn't enjoy an awful lot of this film, but I appreciated the ending of the film. So that is my review for Hunter's Moon. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching, and of course I'll see you back for more reviews on Screen Stars very soon.